Hello, you all out there. Welcome to the part 2 of this chapter radioactivity from the unit Modern Physics. I am Praveen Sonavne. You are watching India's most reliable and relevant educational channel where you get best in class study materials and video lectures. Do check the links in the description box. As you all know, this is the part 2 of our chapter Modern Physics. In part 1, I have introduced this chapter to you all and I have given some valuable information of various scientists who have contributed to the field of radioactivity and radioactive elements. Their contribution is immense as they have given their entire life to study the radioactivity. So first came the movies, and these movies were shooted on the photographic plate, and this photographic plate was responsible for the invention of X-rays. When Becquerel was using this photographic plate to study phosphorescence, he has accidentally discovered the phenomenon of radioactivity. And the work of the Becquerel was carried forward by the married couple Mr. and Mrs. Curie. The result of their hard work was that the trio won the Nobel Prize for their work on radioactivity. So with full josh, full energy, let us start with this chapter radioactivity. Before understanding radioactivity, you have to understand the structure of the atom. Why the structure of the atom is important? Because radioactivity is not a chemical reaction, it is a nuclear phenomenon. Now what is atom made up of? Surely we know that atom is made up of nucleus and the orbits. Nucleus at the center and orbits in which electrons revolve around it, nucleus. Inside the nucleus we find nucleons. Nucleons are the subatomic particles. Protons and neutrons are called nucleons. Protons are positively charged particles inside the nucleus and neutrons are neutral and they too are found inside the nucleus. So inside the nucleus we see there are protons which are positively charged and neutrons which are neutral. Hence we can say that this positively charged particle shown by a green color are protons and the other neutral particles are the neutrons. They are inside the nucleus, so these particles are also called as the nucleons. And electrons are orbiting or moving around this nucleus in a particular shell, and this shell are named as K shell, L shell, M shell and so on. So we can summarize by saying that atom is made up of protons, neutrons and electrons. These are the subatomic particles, and protons and neutrons are inside the nucleus and electrons revolve around the nucleus in a fixed orbit. Students, please focus here because we are now going to talk about the part which is important for your examination. You need to memorize, you need to by heart this part. If you solve past year papers, you will find that question related to charge and mass of the alpha particles or even protons, electrons, neutron has been regularly asked in your examination. So you need to remember this table or this chart. Symbol of electrons, protons and neutrons. Now electron has a negative charge and we say almost electron has a negligible mass. Remember, mass of electron is not zero, but when you compare the mass of the electron with the mass of protons and neutrons, the mass of the electron is negligible in comparison with the mass of the protons and neutrons. But mass of the electron is not zero. There was a tricky question in the examination asking us mass of which particle is zero. So mass of a photon word related to light or the gamma particle is zero, not electron. So in your MCQ question they might trick you by asking this question. So we write 0 means negligible mass, but here we are comparing the mass of electron with the mass of proton and neutron. Remember, mass of electron is not zero, its mass is comparatively negligible. When I say comparatively negligible, I compare the mass of the electron with the mass of the proton and the neutron. Then whose mass is zero? Gamma particles or photons. Sir, what are gamma particles? What are photons? Yes, we are going to talk about it in a short while. To continue with, mass of the proton. Proton has a mass of 1 AMU and charge is +1. Mass of neutron. Neutron also has a mass 1 and charge is 0. So these are the symbols which you need to remember, because when we are going to write a chemical reaction related to radioactivity, you will require all these symbols. So please concentrate on the symbols. Then mass. Mass of the electron, mass of the proton and mass of the neutron. Mass of the proton and neutron are equal 1.6749 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. Why kg? Because kg is the SI unit. And mass of the electron is 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg. So approximately electron is 2000 times lighter than proton or electron. That is the reason we say that mass of the electron is negligible. But mass of the electron cannot be zero. Point to be noted is that mass of the proton and neutron is equal, but their charges are not equal. Why? Because neutron has a zero charge. Charges are equal for protons and electrons, but their signs are different. Magnitudes are equal, their numbers are equal, but their signs are different. Their charges are 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. In chapter current electricity, we study about the charge. Unit of the charge is coulomb. So 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb, but proton has a positive charge, whereas electron has a negative charge. This question is also very important related to mass and related to charge of proton and electron also. Please remember by heart, memorize, mug up these values, otherwise you know what will happen. What about their location? So in previous slide we have seen that protons and neutrons are located at the center of the nucleus, whereas electrons are orbiting around the nucleus in the fixed orbit. Please don't ignore this slide. It is very important from your examination point of view. Moving on to next slide, that is about isotopes, isobar and isotones. You might say, sir, isotones and isobar is not written in the scope of syllabus. But yes, a question related to specially isobars and isotopes are regularly asked in past few years. So please try to understand this. When we do numericals, I will tell you how this question was asked in the examination and which are the years in which these questions were asked. So it is a strong recommendation from my side. At least learn isobar along with the isotopes. We all know what isotopes are. We are studying about them right from our 6th standard. But still I like to revise it here. That is, hydrogen has 3 isotopes. One is the protium, second one is the deuterium, and third one is the tritium. Now in protium, there is only 1 proton and 1 electron and no neutron. So number of neutron is 0. All 3 isotopes have 1 proton and 1 electron. 1 proton and 1 electron. But in protium, number of neutrons is equal to 0. Here number of neutron is 1. Here number of neutron is 2. And what is mass number? Mass number is nothing but number of neutrons and number of protons. So in first case, I'll write it here. In first case, neutron is 0 and proton is 1. So mass number is 1. So this 1. And in second case, number of proton is 1 and neutron is also 1. So this becomes 2. and in third case, that is tritium, neutrons are 2 and number of protons is 1, so 3. So these are the isotopes of the hydrogen. Please try and focus on number of protons, number of electrons and number of neutrons in each of them. Also we see that carbon also have 3 isotopes, 12C carbon, 13C carbon and 14C carbon. This 14C carbon is very important for radioactivity. We will see what part this 14C carbon plays in the radioactivity. For radioactivity, this is very important. Here there are 6 protons, 6 electrons and 6 neutrons. Here 6 protons, 6 electrons but 7 neutrons. And in 14C 6 protons, 6 electrons and 8 neutrons. Okay, so this proton and neutron when you add, so this is equal to 14. So this way, so isotopes have different number of neutrons. They have same number of protons and same number of electrons. Also chlorine has 2 isotopes, 35 chlorine, 37 chlorine and so on. So they are the atoms of same element. So hydrogen, 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 prosium, deuterium, tritium. Then 12 carbon, 13 carbon, 14 carbon. 35 chlorine, 37 chlorine. They have same atomic number but different mass number. For any atom X, atomic number is written here as Z and mass number is written here as A. Symbol is thoda sa gadbad because atomic number is written as Z and mass number, atomic mass number is written as A. You will see for the atom of an element, their atomic number is same but their mass numbers are different. Same number of protons, more or less same like point number 2, and example is prosium, deuterium, tritium. Also 16 oxygen, 18 oxygen, 35 chlorine, 37 chlorine. These are the isotopes. In first case, these are 3 isotopes of hydrogen, then isotopes of oxygen and isotopes of chlorine. Isobars are the atoms of the different element. What we see here is sodium and here it is magnesium. There in this case we have seen they are same elements, but here elements are different. How do we define isobars? They are atoms of different elements. They have different atomic number but same mass number. So unlike isotopes, what we will see here is this mass number is same but atomic numbers are different. And example is sodium and magnesium. And isotones, they are also atoms of different elements. So argon, potassium and calcium, they are different elements. They have different atomic numbers as well as different mass numbers. So these both are different. But what is common between them is number of neutrons. They have same number of neutrons. Now here you see mass number is 38 and atomic number is 18. How do we find number of neutrons? By subtracting mass number and the atomic number. So take this case 38 minus 18. Or case of potassium 39 minus 19 or calcium 40 minus 20. In all 3 cases, if you subtract mass number and atomic number, every time you are going to get the same answer, which is 20. How to remember them? They are atoms of the same element. Here they are atoms of the different element. Here also atoms of the different element. In isotopes, they have atomic number same, that is number of protons or number of electrons are same. In isobars, they are different elements and their mass numbers are same. Take a case of sodium and magnesium, their mass number is same. Isotones are the atoms of the different element. They have different mass number and different atomic number, but number of neutrons are same. Subtract the mass number and the atomic number, you will get the number of neutrons. If you want more clarity on mass number, so mass number, which is represented as A, is equal to number of protons plus number of neutrons. So number of neutrons will be equal to mass number minus atomic number, which is also called number of proton. This is what This is the atomic number. Easy. Let us continue now actually with the radioactivity. Now what is a radioactivity? There are two keywords and you all know that in ICSE examination, particularly subjective examination, you don't get marks if you don't write keywords. So what is radioactivity? Radioactivity is a nuclear phenomenon. So nuclear phenomenon is a keyword, important keyword, without which you cannot write your answer. Now exactly what do we mean by nuclear phenomenon? Yes, radioactivity is not a chemical reaction. Why? Because chemical reaction takes place because of your valence electrons. But in radioactivity, you don't use valence electron. It is a nuclear phenomenon. Nucleus. You know the center of the atom is the nucleus, and electrons revolve around it in a form of a orbit. So radioactivity is a nuclear phenomenon. This nucleus is responsible for the radioactivity. It is a process of spontaneous. Another keyword, spontaneous. Spontaneous means we don't interfere in this reaction. It is a phenomenon. It takes place on its own, spontaneously. It is a process of spontaneous emission of alpha particles, beta particles and gamma particles. On in other words, spontaneous emission of alpha, beta, gamma rays from the nucleus during the nuclear decay. So we see this radiations coming out. So radiation coming out, and when radiation comes out, when particles are coming out from the nucleus, then what will happen? A decay. Let us say this is the atom, and particles, alpha particles, beta particles and gamma particles, they are continuously coming out from the nucleus of the atom. What will happen? This will decay. Decay means it will keep on reducing in size, and this decay is calculated in terms of half-life period. So in my part 1, I have told that half-life period of radium-226, a radioactive element, radium-226, is 1600 years. Means 1 kg of radium will become half kg in 1600 years. If you see the element cesium from the first group of a periodic table, its half-life is 20 minutes. Now what do we mean by half-life? Half-life means if we keep 1 kg of cesium, after 20 minutes we will see that it has become half. Mass has become half. Why? Because of the radioactive emission, particles are emitted from the atom. Which particles? Alpha, beta, gamma. What are alpha, beta and gamma particles? Yes, we will be studying that in our next part, that is part 3. Now roughly I can say that they are made up of proton, neutrons and electrons. When subatomic particles alpha, beta, gamma are emitted, the size of the matter will decrease. So it is calculated in terms of its half-life. So decay means reduction in the size. This is what you have to understand. You can see this radioactive element. Some radiations are coming from this element. So eventually the size of this matter will be decreasing. And what is responsible for this decrease? The decay. I hope now you have understood each and every word of this definition. Sir, you said subatomic particle electrons are also emitted, but this is a nuclear phenomenon. Yes, this is a nuclear phenomenon because from the nucleus protons and neutrons are emitted, so in turns electrons are also emitted. So radioactivity is a nuclear phenomenon because it happens from the nucleus. Nucleus is responsible for this radiation. It is a spontaneous process, means we do not interfere in this process. This process happens on its own. It is the process of spontaneous emission of alpha, beta and gamma radiation from the nuclei of atoms during their decay. So atom and nucleus inside this, and nucleons are protons and neutrons. So not only protons and neutrons are emitted, but also electrons are emitted during the decay. Decay is a process in which size of the radioactive matter decreases, and it is calculated in terms of half-life. Half-life means the time taken when the size becomes half. when its mass become half of the initial mass. So it always becomes half, but it never becomes 0. 1 will become half, half will become 1/4, 1/4 will become 1/8, 1/8 will become 1/16, but it will never become 0. I hope you have understood this part clearly. I will request you all to please watch all the parts in a chronology, because if you don't watch part in an order, you might be confused with the content of this chapter. So please make sure that first you watch part 1, then this part which is part 2, and see you all in next part, that is part 3.